Hi guys, welcome back to another GGF video. Today we're taking a quick look at our latest build in the Antec S10 Glass Edition case. Now we received this case a little while ago from Antec to do a review, to do a quick build in it, to sort of showcase their new top of the line case. Now this case does retail for about $600 for the Glass Edition case. Now instead of just doing a build, breaking it down later on, we wanted to sort of get a bit more out of this case. So we've decided to move our GGF Workstation build into this case so we can keep it up permanently. Now our Workstation build was in a few different cases. We've been swapping hardware in and out, so we finally got enough gear to keep this up for good. Now I'm going to rush through this video a bit. I do want to keep it down to only a few minutes. So when I mean older gear, we've got gear like X79, DDR3, R9 290X. Now we've done this so we can keep our newer gear like GTX 980, Z170, X99 for newer builds, upcoming builds, future builds for events and sponsors, so on, because none of those guys want older hardware in display systems because they want to show the latest and greatest. But for us, older hardware is perfect because we are running a 3960X, 64 gigs of DDR3 Avexir Raiden memory, and for a workstation editing rig, this is perfect. 12 threads is still fine. You don't need anything much more than that, especially for what we do. Now we're throwing in an R9 290X, that's probably a bit overkill, but it's always good to have a spare machine with a decent video card. We can throw on some games and whatnot. Now as for storage wise, this case is designed to be decked out with storage, and that's what we've done. Now this is sort of a server as well, storage server. We've got a bunch of hard drives in this side, which is what this case is designed for. We've got 5 4TB WD blacks over here. We got one 4TB SSHD blue down here. We got 2 WD reds in here, 6TB, and 2 1TB WD blacks down here. Now I did ditch the SSD tray and I added standard 3.5-inch drives down there. Now as for SSDs, ADATA has sponsored 3 of the awesome XPG 240 gig SSDs. Now we're throwing them in RAID 0 for the OS, and these are blistering fast at about 1000 meg a second, a bit over that. Now bear in mind, these are just standard SATA SSDs. They're not your latest and greatest PCIe, anything like that. They're just standard SATA, because we didn't want any PCIe storage, anything like that, only because we're using a lot of PCIe slots. So we've got a sound card, 2 LSI 9260 8i RAID cards, and we've got our dual 10 gigabit Intel network card. So we've got the 2 RAID cards. We've got one RAID card that does all the internal work, and we've got another RAID card that runs through to an external module that runs through external mini SAS out to a Norco 24 bay storage array, and that in itself has another 24 drives with 60 terabytes of storage, and that's our sort of backup redundant storage as well. So once it connects into this, it all shows up in the same OS. All right, now you might be looking at the board. X79 Deluxe is gold. We did repaint it. We themed it to match the rest of this build because we did paint this case white, the top and the bottom and the front. We moved the logo from the bottom, redid it in black, put it up there just to sort of bling it up a bit, add a bit of contrast. We do have the ASUS Zona, I think it's pronounced Phoebus sound card. We just picked that up, haven't even tested that yet. It's good to have sort of a decent sound card in an editing sort of rig, because this is what we do all our videos on here. Now we've thrown in a little 5.5-inch screen, and this will just mainly just show things like temps, some stats, hard drive stats, core utilization, things like that. It's hooked up to a monitoring program where I made a custom sensor panel for that, which is sweet. Just checking if there's anything left. Power supply, Antec threw in the High Current Pro 1300 watt. Yes, it is overkill. We don't need anything like that in a system like this, but Antec wanted to go all out. If they were throwing us this case, they wanted to throw a top-end power supply as well, and they threw in their fans as well. These are the UFO, and thank God they swapped the rubber sound dampeners to black. They used to be yellow. Regardless of what color LED fan you got, they had the hideous yellow rubbers on them, so they're now black, which is sweet. But I think that's pretty much it for covering everything in this. I did rush it. We got Bitspower water cooling Deluxe White. I love the Bitspower. Water cooling's a little bit cramped. I guess it's pretty hard to fit everything we needed in this system. How many hard drives? 10 hard drives, a few SSDs. I wanted to put these SSDs on display. They look really nice and so on. But yeah, we will be taking more videos, photos of this. We are sort of redoing our whole sort of GGF lab. You probably notice all our videos are just in front of this wall of boxes, mainly because the rest of the room is sort of hideous. It's all bright green walls. That's how the house was. So we're redoing this whole room. We're going to have dedicated sections, a gaming section with a heap of ROG screens we got coming. We're going to have our editing section and whatnot. So I'll be doing a huge room tour once that's all done, and that should look pretty sweet. But yeah, I just want to thank all the sponsors who contribute to this. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next time.